InVideo, the creators of Agent 1, have just released Agent 2. And today we're going to do a full walkthrough of the agent in a real-life production environment and show you what a real agentic production looks like from start to finish. Let's jump right in. My show Space Trash is about CP, my robot character, who is stuck on the moon. And we built all of it in InVideo 1 using contextual documents. But basically, I put together this series Bible that has all the information that you can need about the entire series. It has the tone of the show, the themes, some of the world, goes into the characters. So I did a lot of the work up front. What's cool about Agent 1 and now Agent 2 is you can build individual agents and it gives you contextual information. It creates a full context file for the agents to go back and later reference. So starting with my initial Bible, and it started building out all of the worlds in this contextual information. And that included variations of my character design sheets that I already had. If I didn't have a character sheet, like for instance, I needed to build out a character sheet for CP's bike when it has a trailer attached to it. And Agent 2 helped me do that. But because I'm building a micro series, there's many different episodes. And what's been really cool about the working with InVideo and their agent and now Agent 2 is that I can actually build on different pages, different episodes. So I can have all of the assets for this was for episode 2 here, as you see. And then when I made episode 3, all the assets were put here. So I can easily go back and reference them. But even though this was built on Agent 1, the rollover to Agent 2 has actually been seamless. If you remember, I built a few different agents and now they still all work within Agent 2. They just are better. So I built Overwatch, which is kind of like my admin agent. I also have built a character creator agent that is specialized for character design. I built a locations agent, which helps me build the location, set design, things like that. And I built a cinematography agent that actually do the majority of the video generation in. But the cool thing is because I have all this contextual information, I don't have to go back and find any of these assets. I just have to prompt in the boxes with the agent and it'll go back and get all the assets for me. And if you've done anything in AI video, you know that is actually one of the most frustrating parts is pulling clips and finding the right assets, tagging them appropriately, etc. So what I like to do when I get a new episode is I'm gonna tell Overwatch, or my admin one, that we are starting a new episode. We finished with the rest, and then I'm going to drop in the script. And as you see here, I already have my season 1 scripts completely built out and locked. Episode 4 right now is called Crash Site, and this is where CP gets the hint at a new character that's coming, which we are calling U2. And if you don't have a script or if you're starting from zero, the agent can actually help you build the script. I'm gonna pop over here to Overwatch, my admin contextual agent, and just give it the lowdown of what we're doing now. We have completed episodes 2 and episodes 3, and now we're moving on to a brand new episode called Crash Site, which will be episode 4 that I will drop in below. I'll drop the script in below. We need to start a new page to do all the new generations on that page. And then we will start with the locations and character builds for anything that we need to do that we don't have the references for so far. So digest the script, let me know that you're caught up on the plan, and let's get moving forward. So I have all that entire prompt there. I'm gonna go ahead and drop in the script below, just gonna paste it in. I could also upload the document to it if I wanted to, but I don't wanna confuse it. So I'm gonna go beat by beat here. So it's digesting information. It sees that it's looking for what is going to be needed in order to build out the episode from the assets that we don't have. If you read it here, it says, I'm caught up. This episode is the first real conspiracy turn. Curiosity becomes suspicion. Houston flinches and CP quietly disobeys. I'm setting up episode 4 and checking the existing references before we design anything new. So the agent already knows not to design anything that's new. We don't have to start from zero. At this point, we're never starting from zero again. Oh, and as we wait, we see over here, it is actually built out for episode 4 within the episode 4 page here. And it's gonna start asking me questions here. Episode 4 lock build. Right, so it's giving me options to design this pod. The first one is correct and austere, near future human origin, visually ambiguous. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add a little bit more information to that. I'm gonna say austere, near future human spacecraft, origins visually ambiguous, but it's small and it's mostly white. Take design inspiration from the YouTube character. So I've already built this character. We have the character sheets to go and to back that up. But I wanted to kind of pull from it because it's made from the same people that made this character, U2. I'm gonna say yes, but let's move this over to the locations agent and do it there. The locations agent just picked up where we left off. It looks like everything's synced now. And you see we have a pop-up thing, and this is new. There used to be pop-ups in the actual thread here, but now it kind of pops up in the UI as its own box and it actually comes pretty quick. So let's see what it's saying here. Episode 4, one-way pod concepts. Overwatch has me starting with 2 Nano Banana pod directions. That's exactly right. It's exactly what we asked Overwatch to do. And now it's just asking me to do the generations because that's how I have it set up and had it set up from the beginning, just to save credits and to kind of keep a watch on everything. Before it generates anything, I said, let's set the rule, ask me before we do any sort of generation. I'm gonna say go ahead and generate both directions, and then we'll see where that comes up. So you see it's working on it over here, and then in our page over here, you will see any generations that come will be moved over here. So you see it's already here and it's working on it. So technically I could have tabs open and I could be moving these things and doing it, but I don't have to keep track of any of that. My brain is actually completely free to be doing more of the video creation and the directing, doing the approvals of the shots, the corrections that I need, things like that. And so you can actually see the settings here when you click through. You can see the prompt that it actually put together on my behalf. And a lot of this is the rules I gave it up front of how I wanted it to look. And it's also learned along the way. So it can change the prompts according to how I change the project as we go. So you see the prompt is like fully here. We can actually see the full prompt here. It shows you what Nano Banana 2 is used, the aspect ratio, the resolution, a little bit lower than what I want, but that's fine. And it showed the attachments that it used to get there. So I'm just gonna give it a few notes and then it'll re-roll it again. So I'm gonna use my whisper flow here to do that. I like what you've done so far. The general direction is okay. Let's remove the Earth from the background. Make the ship even smaller than this and a little bit tighter. I'm gonna go ahead and submit that, and it's gonna go back and make those corrections. So I could technically take this image, take it into Nano Banana, then give it the notes, then download that image and keep track of everything on a folder on my desktop, but everything's here. And then once the minute that I actually find a image that I like and I want to lock it in, it's going to use that, and as you'll see, it'll move us on to the next step. So if you see here, okay, it's waiting. We'll get a pop-up. Compact pad pod provision. I'm going to say generate it and give me 4 separate options to choose from. So now this is just like if I was going to pick, to generate 4 images, it's going to do all 4 at the same time. If you go through and look, it's still generating a few of these images. But right off the bat, I can already tell we are much closer to what I had envisioned. This one's actually pretty good, but it looking like for something that looks like a little bit more manufactured. Okay, this is actually a lot closer to what I had envisioned. So as this works, I'm gonna build a new agent. I actually haven't done this before, but I think it's gonna be more needed going forward. So I'm gonna go ahead and click add new crew. And I'm gonna say you are a prop agent. Your job is to build the props per episode as they come up. We'll put the props on propped character sheets so that they can be seen from multiple angles. Let's see what prop agent has asked. Episode 4 in locks now. Want me to pull up the prop list? The battery cell sounds like the hero prop. Yep, the battery cell should be the only hero prop needed. So now it's asked me. It's took a read of the script again. So it's giving me the, it's basically breaking down what the prop should look like. And then it's asking me 2 questions before it goes and it actually does the image generation. Okay, so the prop agent came back and it gave me these reference sheets to look at. So these are great. I like 92.2, but the color needs to be more like the white from the pod. So it needs to be a cleaner version of it. Everything is white. So if you could just make that one change to 92.2, we should be good. Oh, it nailed it. Perfect. This is exactly what I want it to look like. Mark that as approved. So I'm going to go ahead and tell locations agent 92.5 is it. Let's lock that in as the battery prop for the episode. It's the only hero prop for episode 4, so I'm on standby. Cool. Okay, now we have all the pre-made assets ready to go. Popping into my cinematography agent here, where we can actually start the production phase. It should have the same rules as Agent 1, but I just want to verify, make sure that we're on the same page before we start generating. Okay, so here's the episode 4, the generation rules are. I'll show you the exact final prompt and wait for approval before every generation or reroll. That's it. 2 takes by default, unless I specify otherwise. Sometimes I want more. I always start with just 2 to save on credits and to make sure that it's going down the right path. SeeDance 2.0, 16 by 9, 1080p, exactly 15 seconds per take. No matter the length, I want it 15 seconds. Multi-reference by default. Character sheet is correct. References dominate. Character descriptions always stay lean, so the model doesn't invent details. This is something that we've learned over time. CP's visible hands must have 5 articulated fingers, 4 plus a thumb. That's actually pretty important because for some reason, even though on the character sheet, it has the character CP with 5 fingers, sometimes it reads it as 3. So I've had to do a lot more rerolls with that. So prefer image references only. The robot talks with gestures instead of lip syncing. That's really important for this project. I do the voiceover later. Since there's no lip syncing with the majority of my characters, ambience and prop sound effects, perfect. Let me just go through the rest here. Yep, we are on the same page. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop in the exact that I want here, back into here. And I'm just going to give it an idea of what I want it to be and look like. Here's the part of the script I want to cover. I want to do a brief scene of CP riding in on his motorcycle. He seems to be tracing trails in the moon dust. It quickly leads him to the edge of a crater where he sees the crashed spaceship. So I want to do multiple angles of him riding on the motorcycle and then doing that discovery at the edge of the crest line. Doesn't have to be too long, but I do want some a little bit of build up before he discovers the crater. But if you go back and you look at the shot prompt here, it does break. I usually have it break down into about 2 or 3 different shots per generation, since we're doing 15 seconds, and it most of the time gets it right based on my verbal description of what I want the shot to be. Okay, we got our first shots back, and I was watching it think as it was reviewing these clips, and it looks like it did a good job with watching them and seeing whether we'd want one clip or another. When I get a new generation in, I kind of see, especially when there's multiple shots in here, I see what is usable and kind of think of it holistically of like, could I use this shot, or this one? I think theoretically this shot is awesome and works, but realistically it's not exactly what I was going for. what I'm gonna do is, what is the question that it's asking me? It's saying only 93.2 survives the creature concealment requirement. So yeah, it looked at the creatures aren't supposed to be in the shot, and it knows that, but that's what it's making its decision off of. So it's helpful, but you have to kind of still be on top of it, make sure that it works. I'm gonna go ahead and submit that, and then it should do as I asked. And as you see here, I'm being extremely specific with the shots that I want, as if I was talking to my DP or my cinematographer, or the heads of other departments here. So it's taking that information, it's contextualizing it, and then it's gonna redo the prompts for me, so I don't have to. So of course, I could do this within just the SeeDance generator through the aggregator part of InVideo if I wanted to. But so far, this has been a really awesome way to work without having to cloud my mind with those types of specifics. And just like that, it actually pulled the right reference image here. And then it has everything that we need here. I'm just gonna say approved and roll 2. And then we'll give it some time to take a look at that. It's just not landing this shot the way I want it to. So I'm gonna go and we're gonna create a few more reference frames for it. And then we will put those back into SeeDance with the rest of the references that we have. Okay, so it came back and it gave me a few options here. Let's use 94.1, include it as a reference, not as first frame, last frame, with our previous prompt, and then roll 2 more videos. Okay, so it looked like that worked. We can watch it here. And it gave me the shot that I was looking for. He gestures down, we pull back to reveal the spaceship here. Great, I'm gonna hit approved and then download, and we can move on. As I rolled a few more video takes, I started to notice that there was some potential gaps, and I wanted to see how this was progressing without bringing this into my editor, like Premiere. But what's really cool about Agent 2 is that I can just do this right within the cinematography agent. So what I did is I just mentioned the clip numbers right here that I wanted to basically bring into an editor and start clipping with. And then after just a few brief moments, it actually created its own Slate file for me. It took a while for me to find it, but then I realized that in the instructions that I gave the agent, I told it I didn't want it to edit anything based on just how I like to do my process. So it wasn't bringing up the Slate editor because I gave it that instruction not to. So it reminded me that I said that. And so now, whenever I want to call it up, I can, but you can just kind of click on the clips and bring up the Slate editor as you would. But as you see here, it did put together an assembly. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click on that here. And it already kind of put together all the clips in this assembly here as one. I'm gonna turn the sound down for that. But if you see here, it did put all together the clips in the exact order that I asked it to. There was one that I numbered, but it's all here. And if I want to go and edit this just to kind of see what's missing or give it that kind of rough view, I can do it all right here within the Slate editor. So if you see here, it works just like a timeline that you would in like Premiere. It has all the same tools. It has the blade that you can clip from. You can scrub through clips, doing a rolling edit. You have your hand tool here, and you can do different tracks. You can add some filters. I don't think I'll actually do the majority of the video editing here. I just like using the commands and things that I have and having it kind of open on Premiere. That's just me, but you could potentially do this. Oh, and this is actually pretty cool. If you have keyboard shortcuts that you're used to for like Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve, you can actually put it in here. And so if you look here on the timeline, it has the clips that are all up here in the exact same order that I put them in. and I am going to just do a quick session of me kind of clipping what I like and putting together just like a rough edit so that I can see where the pickup shots are that I need to before I move forward. Hey, Editor Gabe here. While I was finishing up this short film, SeeDance 2.5 dropped in InVideo, and I am redoing my final scene with this new model, and it's working amazing. The 30-second generations have really helped. And I just found one more pickup shot I need to do, so I'm just gonna tell it what to do here. And we're off to the races. Because 2.5 changes a lot with the length and the capabilities, I may just try to go on and create episode 5 with this in tandem. So thanks again to InVideo for giving me access to not only SeeDance 2.5 early, but also to Agent 2 as well. So now that I have this generated, I'm just gonna keep going through with the cinematography agent as I did before and finish up the scene. Overall, I am super impressed with Agent 2. It should be coming out today. If you haven't had a chance to try it, please go to InVideo and check it out. I'm going to be continuously tracking these agents, and specifically Agent 2, and I'm guessing as it goes, Agent 3 as it progresses, and continuously seeing how this works and betters my workflow. But as of now, I am thoroughly impressed, and I'm looking forward to see what you guys say in the comments below. So as always, be well, do good, and make awesome things.